Sagittarius, I'm here to give you a once in a blue supermoon series wild card read straight from the hip with lots of lip. We're going to just dive right into it. We're not going to waste any time. I feel like you're already in the thick of it, Sagittarius. That's what I got coming in. We're opening up with your super awesome future cards here. Just to sort of set a theme for your read, a little template, something you can use as archetypal imagery as you move through this cycle, leading up to that blue supermoon in Pisces coming up on the 31st of August. This is very significant for you. I just saw a raven fly past the window. Okay, so there's a special kind of magic happening here. I heard Raven Clan. Okay, so I don't know if some of you relate to Native American spirituality or if that's part of your ancestry, but this might be coming forward for you right now. There's something about Raven Clan. You might be born in the year of, the time period of the Raven Clan. Okay. So you can find out about all of that and just kind of dropping that in here for you to do your own research around that. If you're drawn to that, if you're being drawn to the medicine wheel, I'm seeing a lot of this imagery come through. Okay. I just saw something the other night too that really spoke to me, was speaking of the rainbow prophecy, which is about a time when people from all backgrounds, all cultures, all come together. You might be kind of starting to really dive more into this sort of collective consciousness, this unity consciousness. Unity might be coming forward very strongly for you. I feel like your energy is coming through very much in the form of elevation. You're moving into that philosophical, expansive side of Sagittarius in this cycle. And I think that you are really feeling this on an energetic level. I think you're feeling it on a spiritual level. Those of you who are alchemists, those of you who do that kind of work, like I think you're also experiencing like a new level of potential for transformation through the workings that you do, really understanding it on a different level than you have before. All right. I'm not going to define that for any of you. I'm going to let you all feel that out for yourself because it's different for everybody. But I just feel like you're starting to have a different understanding about your spiritual path. You're taking things to a deeper level. I feel like you're on a questing energy kind of journey too. I just heard quest for power. Okay. And what does power mean? What is power really about? Like at the end of the day, if you really look at that, what is power really about? What is this concept of power? Understanding what true power is. Ooh, potent. This is like juicy stuff. It's good, but I feel like it's because you're meant to you're preparing to kind of like level up. You're preparing to step up into something. I also feel like you're in a storyline in your life where you're dealing with, you're the protagonist in your story, of course, but you're about to have to face a challenge with an antagonist. It's got like you're at the challenger stage of your journey, right? But I feel like you got what it takes to rise to this challenge, all right? There's like a new skill. There's a new skill you get to put in your medicine bag that you learn along the way. And it's this skill that you gain that allows you to level up. That's what I thought. All right. Interesting, like opening download there. I feel like you're going to overcome this challenge. And in overcoming this challenge, the gain is great. Yeah, I see that you're getting yourself out of a bind, Sagittarius. You're not dealing with kind of compromising arrangements anymore. It's not what you're wanting. You're releasing your grip on that, you don't want to be in situations where you feel like somebody's forcing your hand or where you can't be authentic to who you are, what your purpose is, what your mission is. Certainly this is coming across on the level of business, how you earn your money, how you earn your way in the world. But I feel like it goes deeper than that. I feel like it's in everything. It's in all your interactions, your relationships, your friendships, the agreements that you enter into. I think you're redefining what kind of agreements you want to enter into, the quality of agreements. And I see that here because it seems like you're choosing to go for this, I feel like you are stepping into that more of a unity consciousness. Maybe you weren't always in that space. Maybe there were times when you were really in survival mode for one reason or another. And so you kind of just like were more self-oriented, you know, 5:44 on the clock, you know, maybe you got really rocked by some kind of destabilizing change in your life, you know, it pulled the rug out from under you. And in that process, you felt like you just really had to show up for yourself. Maybe you've been really feeling like you don't know who you have these kind of like, you know, connections with, or maybe these kinds of connections have been really tested for you. And so there's something you're sorting out here. I feel like you've been in more of an independent energy though. And I feel like that's the case even if you've been in a relationship. I feel like you've just been in a more independent energy. You've been trying to feel things out. You're choosing to follow your heart. You're choosing to follow where your spirit's guiding you. And so this naturally sets you out on like that hero's journey. You know, Joseph Campbell, check that out, The Hero's Journey. There's something for you there, okay? And it's also the fool's journey. It's ready, willing, you know, to take a risk and take a gamble on what could be possible instead of focusing on what isn't possible or what seems impossible, you know? It might seem like a little, you know, little kind of like new agey, but it's that like, you know, I'm possible, you know? I'm possible. It's all up to me. It's what I choose to do. So let's get a kind of an opening card for you all, Sagittarius and C. What is the kind of like overarching theme, overarching energy for the cycle for you? Ooh, you're getting some keys. Powerful, okay? You got the keys. You're getting these keys that will give you options, really. Options that open up different doors. I also feel like doors of perception coming through. I can't help it. I always got Jim Morrison hanging out back here with me ever since I did the collective prayer, like channeled download with him. I still have him here, you know. I love having Jim's influence around, but reminds me of Aldous Huxley and that doors of perception, you know. It's this kind of energy. I feel like there's a lot of doors that have been kind of locked in your consciousness. I feel there's been a lot. As I said that, I saw this image of like layers of doors leading into the heart as well. There's been a lot of stuff you shut behind some doors that you didn't want to look at anymore. But I feel like you're getting keys now. You're having the courage to actually shed a light on these things. You're having a look, you know, you're opening the door up a crack, you know, kind of peeking inside. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of keys presented to you. And these keys open up doors of opportunity, but they also open up the doors of perception. They allow you to see things, yourself, your situation, your options in a whole different way. Okay, so I see a lot of conscious expansion. I see that you're not going to be in this place anymore where you're not really willing to look at stuff. Like you want to look at stuff. You want to understand. You want to see things clearly. I also feel like you want to know the best way forward. You know, you want to know all these things, but you recognize in order to have these things, it's almost like you got a quest for it, because it means you have to start stepping into territory that maybe you feel a little apprehensive about. Maybe it makes you feel a little vulnerable. Maybe it makes you feel a little activated. You know, but yet there's something here, you know, there's an opportunity there, and you might be wondering, how are you going to make something happen? How are you going to step into a certain role? How are you going to make a certain change in your life, or make a choice, you know, that maybe you never saw yourself making? Okay, a lot of different ways that this can express itself. But this is a huge moment for you, and you are going to, you know, use these keys to open up your door of opportunity. The door of opportunity leads you to your purpose. Okay, so we know you're getting keys. That's what's coming in. What's on the bottom of the deck here? This has something to do with a message. All right, a message of loyalty. Okay, with that dog energy there. 7 aligned with this. Spirits all over this. Okay, Interesting. I'm seeing some similar energy that came through on the Ophiuchus read. So if you haven't checked that out and you're a Sagittarius that is born between November 30th and December 18th, you might want to check into that. I feel like you've been dealing with some foundational stuff that's felt a little rocked. I think you've also been trying to get your clear view into a situation to understand what's really going on in a situation. Okay. You might have been doing a little intel, and there also might be a need as you're sorting something out as well to kind of like keep it on the down low. Okay. I say that because you might have people around you that really want to know what you're up to, what your next move is, you know, play it cool as a cucumber. Okay. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it is. All right. Cool as a cucumber. There might be some connection there. I don't know. It might be like a phrase you associate with a certain person. But there is this message here, you know, that's tied into this. All right. And there's some kind of agreements that are being made. I feel like there's a presentation of what's being presented to those around you. You know, it's got ruse energy, I have to tell you. And then there's what can't be seen. Okay. I'm not going to elaborate that further because some things need to be kept secret. I got that with the cats. Bright eyes, right? Illuminati energy. It's like, no. Some things you got to keep on the down low, okay? Some things are not meant for everybody to know, all right? So there is that kind of like energy in play. This is a key. This is a key, you know? I think you're feeling things out. You're getting used to a new territory, getting used to the idea of taking a particular action in a certain direction, and you know that you kind of like got eyes on you. That's what's coming through. Like people are watching your moves, all right? And I think you know that not everybody who's kind of like presented themselves to be a certain way to you is really showing you an accurate reflection of who they truly are or where they stand. And I think this is because you've come across holes, you know? You've come across holes and things that people have told you, and you're like, wait a minute, something's not adding up here, okay? But I think you are adding it up. I just heard add it up. That Violent Femme song. That's a great song, man. It's got that vibe, okay? It's got that vibe. And there might be a little piece of that in there too, because that song is about somebody who's like not willing to let go and they're causing problems, all right? You know, and it's that same kind of vibe. So do check out that song. I'll try to remember to pin it in the comments for you all. I feel like that's a channeled message right there. Yeah, you might be dealing with this person. They might be coming around. They might be kind of like trying to kiss up to you. You know, maybe the last time you dealt with this person, it wasn't a good exchange, you know. There's something about it that didn't feel right. You might feel like this person is coming around just because they want something from you, want to take advantage of you in some way. This could be somebody you're used to dealing with. Maybe it's kind of like their MO, like that's how they make everything better. They think that they can like buy people off or whatever, like, here, let me give you this little gift, or, you know, let me do something nice for you on a material level, and that just like wipes out everything that happened. It's got like that kind of vibe. In business, I think this is somebody that you've done business with before, and it's just like it was always a really compromising arrangement. You're not wanting to get into that kind of arrangement. You're choosing to go in a different direction. You know, you want to strike out on your own, make your own opportunity. You have some ideas. You're trying to keep your moves around that very much beneath the surface. You don't want people to know the scope of what you're doing next, because you've seen the way that people can sometimes take your ideas and run with them, or try to cut you off at the past, or, ooh, cut you off at the past. That was a total slip. Cut you off at the past? Interesting. Maybe cut you off from a past opportunity? Interesting. Okay. Okay, that's just something to sit with. That's coming in for somebody. But there is this kiss up energy around here. All right. There's this kiss up energy. There's this feeling of, you know, I just heard hush money. I don't know. Some of you might be involved in like some stuff I don't want to know about and I'm not diving into, but there is a kiss up energy here. I do feel like you're going to find out what it is you need to know. All right. It does feel like intel. It does feel like you're kind of like looking into things. You want to get your own perspective. You feel like something feels a little off. It's got House of Cards energy. You know, it doesn't take much to bring a House of Cards down. Okay. So there's something along these lines. That's the kind of vibe, right? You got some like rats around you. You got some people who aren't moving correctly. You may have even dealt with somebody who like ghosted you, or maybe they're like trying to bail out on you. They're trying to, get away with, their part in something that happened here. You know that there's people around here that are opportunists, I got that. You may have even had somebody that like ripped you off in some way, stole something from you. Could be stealing an opportunity from you, okay? Could be stealing your ideas in business. Could be somebody who ripped you off financially. Could be somebody who just straight up ghosted you, all right? I feel like you're ending something, something that's, kept you in this place. Look at this, like secret attack with vigor. The flame energy. Wow. Interesting. This is what you're rising up out of. You're ending this cycle. This cycle is the secret. Okay, look at all these symbols here. There's intel, there's tanks to symbolize war, there's, moralistic fervor with the, the cross there. Then we got money, all this like, secret society, Freemasons kind of vibe. I think this is just speaking to kind of like what's going on a global level right now. Of course, it's the collective consciousness. But there's also, this higher knowledge piece here with this scarab here. This is very much like, really like wanting to get like revenge, wanting to get revenge or gain some kind of advantage or like plan a secret attack. It's got that kind of vibe. And somebody's been on this like grudge tip for like, I don't know how long. I don't know what their problem is. Okay. But this person, like, they feel like it's their job, to see this through. They just want to tell somebody how it is. They just want to school somebody. I think this is like big devil energy, it's big devil energy. It's just like, toxic stuff in need of transformation. And it's that fire that like it's turned inward. It'll burn you up alive. It burns your bridges. It sabotages things. It's messy. I think you've been dealing with people like this, and there's all kinds of like nothing's on the level, nothing's up front. It's all innuendo. It's all what you can read between the lines with. You may have even gotten sucked into some of this at one point. But I think you realize, you gotta cross the street to get to the other side of this. And what does that look like? And for you, it's really, look at attack, attack. This has been somebody's like MO. Like they've been wanting to settle a score. They've been wanting to get revenge. This could be a woman. I mean, with the praying mantis energy here, she mates and then she bites off the masculine's head. All right. But look, there's a whole like this person's raging for order, whoever this is. Just look at all these people running, man. Oh, that's an interesting piece. She bites off the head. Oh, the head's all like the ego, So maybe there is a woman here who's like spitting some truth or something, and it's kind of like it's making people look at things in a different way. I feel like this behavior or this situation here, like what this was, I feel like you're transforming that, you know? I think you let it go. And I think there's a remembrance of some kind of magic, you know, that maybe you haven't been connected with in a very long time. And I see right on the bottom of the deck here, this could be a queen. Okay. This could be you also, feminines, just really coming into that like sovereignty, you know, within yourself. You got that different perspective with that hawk medicine there. You've also learned a lot about boundaries, what you won't allow in your life. You're not allowing drama in your life, you know. You don't want to engage on that level. You don't compete. This just came in. You don't compete. 21, 22 on the clock when I said that. No, you know, we've evolved beyond that. Why am I going to compete? You know, if I'm running my Empress energy, why am I going to compete? I'm in my power. That's what horse medicine is. You know, it's all about power and moving forward. You're like, no, I got a different perspective. I can move forward on my own. I know the magic I hold inside, you know. Something about this, you know, it's also about masculines, you know, coming more into that place of really understanding, like, just with that feminine energy, understanding the empowerment of kind of like getting behind all this need to like get revenge. It's like at some point you have to look at how that kind of like anger, like that brewing anger it's sort of like a firewall. 22 on the clock. It keeps you from really accessing what you're really feeling, you know. And I feel like that's melting. That's coming away, like where you went cold there, you know. You're starting to let that thaw out. You're starting to sink more into your feelings, and as you do, it's giving you a different perspective, and it's also giving you a rise in your confidence. I feel, you know. I also feel like you might have your eyes on a certain queen. Okay. For those of you not attracted to queens, then this may be, you know, a good friend or somebody that, you know, you feel like you can really relate to this person, or there's growth available with this person, whether that be somebody you partner with on a business level or in a friendship, or maybe it's like healing a relationship with your mom or something. You had like some distance or some falling out. 23 on the clock. That does apply for somebody out there. But I feel like this is like you coming back, you know, around the bend with this person. And for those of you attracted to queens, you know, you might be coming into union with somebody. There might be somebody who remembers, you know, a special connection you shared, okay? And is wanting to connect. May come as a big surprise with the lightning there. All right, again, 7 energy around that. This is about coming into alignment with somebody. It's a little shocking, okay? But it's a building block for the future. There's your energy shooting the shot toward a kindred, you know, somebody you really feel aligned with. Okay, yeah, look at that. I feel like you really shoot a shot on that supermoon, that blue supermoon in Pisces on the 31st. Okay, you're coming into alignment with somebody, or you want to, you know, either you're shooting a shot or someone's shooting a shot towards you. All right, and it looks like it's got a good chance to hit the mark with the 33 here, because that's a building block for the future. And right behind that, we got happiness with the 7 energy again. Okay, 7 is a number for you at this time. Be on the lookout for that. 777, 77, 7 on its own. Like 7, you got a lot of like spirit is working through your life right now. You're on a spiritual quest right now. It's all about feeling your way through. You're being guided. A lot of synchronicity coming in. A lot of psychic expansion around this. Okay, yeah, you're done with the mundane. It's about to be very different. You know, something's coming in that shifts the perspective. Okay, and it lands you right in your heart. All right. It lands you right in your heart. It's really beautiful energy, but there's been trouble here, you know? This hasn't been an easy situation at all. I see that. I see that. There was a lot of problems in the past, man. There was a lot of problems in the past. There was like, you know, bad luck cycles, hard times, bitter tea with the broken mirror here. Okay. There could have been some real like deflecting, projecting, you know. You could have had people that were like doing workings and, you know, everything was backfiring. Maybe somebody was doing a lot of this kind of stuff, kind of like throwing lower vibrational, kind of like magic, you know, manipulative magic. I mean, any kind of energy that we put out into the world, whether we do it through prayer, whether we do it through meditation, or whether we do it through vision boards, visualization, or workings, it's all the same thing. It's an intention. It's a framework we're wanting to see put around reality. That's what it means to be a creator. Okay, but if you have like real negative intentions where you're trying to like cause harm or blockage or anything like that to another, you know, there does come a point where you kind of like end up having to like look at the backside of that, you know, and it's like it reveals something to you. So there's something here about also learning the uses of power. All right. And I do feel like that could be the story for someone, you know, they did some working in the past. Like sometimes it takes time for this. It takes time for those things to like come to a close. Okay. Maybe some of you like, maybe you like, you needed to really get rid of something proper, you know? It makes me think of this. It makes me think of this piece. Like sometimes people ask, how can I like lift something? If I did something where I blocked somebody or I tried to bind them, you know, even protection bindings, I have to tell you, I know, you know, people will tell you that there's like there's a way to do that you can avoid repercussions. And it's like, not really. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's your intention, it's your energy you're putting out there. So eventually it does start to like come around into your neck of the woods to be, you know, I don't know, maybe somebody buried something in the woods. Maybe that's a clue, okay, for that to come in like that. I feel like, you know, this is one of those things where it's like you have to understand what you bind to you, you know. There's a lot of like anger associated with this, you know, a lot of chaos associated with this, okay. I feel like maybe somebody experienced like the backside of something like this. If somebody did something like this to you, you know, they're experiencing the backside of it. You know what I'm saying? But I do feel like there's like been a real heavy, like rough cycle that had its roots in the past, had its roots in something disruptive in the past. And you've been in the process of like really healing this. You've been trying to integrate a lot of stuff. Maybe you thought something was done and buried. It's like come back to life, okay? And when it came back to life, it's sort of like this person resurfaced, this situation resurfaced, something happened in your present, reminded you of what went down back there. And it's like it stirred everything up, you know? It might have taken you right back to that place, that initial activation, you know? That same feeling or the anger, it might have like been stirring up arguments, like maybe even between two people. Like this is really a lot of activation. And it's interesting because it makes me think of crossed conditions, and that's how you create a crossed condition. It's like you focus so much on one outcome or only one perspective, one way of seeing something, that you actually manifest that for yourself, but it's not reality. It's sort of like a web you weave that you trap yourself in. It's an illusion that you trap yourself in. And I think that's why this is coming through here. It's like, no, wait a minute, you know, it's reflecting something back at you, you know. So I think that there's some situation you've been dealing with that has its roots in the past. And I think, you know, this could be around a breakup, okay? This could be around feeling like somebody abandoned you, like they just went off on their merry way, smooth sailing, left you behind with the wreckage, you know. Maybe you felt a little lost at sea. Maybe you felt like in need of a rescue, you know. Um, Maybe you feel like the captain abandoned the ship, you know. Maybe you think this person was really selfish, okay, with the kick here. But whatever happened back there, what's happening now is that, look, I love how the moon reference is coming in so strongly. You've been waiting for some kind of signal. You've been waiting for some kind of sign. You've been waiting for some kind of information, some kind of message, some kind of memo. I think it's coming in. You're getting the signal. You're starting to get an idea of your next step. Okay. We have the third. I love how there's these three moons here. Okay. And here's this squirrel, which is all about feeling a sense of security. Here's this squirrel sitting here waiting to receive the signal, waiting to get the memo, you know, to know the next step. And this squirrel is on the moon right now, okay? So it's very interesting because we're in a 4 supermoon series of moons coming back to back to back. They're the first one in Capricorn back on July 3rd. Then we had the second one on August 1st in Aquarius, okay? And now we are going to be heading up to that third one in Pisces, which is a blue moon, because we have two supermoons within this month, okay? And so it's special, you know, it is special. It's special just to have two of them, period, but to have 2 supermoons, it just amplifies that energy. So there's something coming in that makes you realize with this supermoon that it's like, all right, I got the signal now. I know what I need to do. And it's opening up a brand new chapter in a brand new direction. And this is you moving into expansion. This might involve travel. This might involve a move, a relocation. This definitely involves coming together with soulmates, okay? And when we're looking at soulmates, we're not just looking at soulmates on the level of like romantically, okay? Soulmates are people that you're meant to connect with. These may be people who come to help you integrate certain spiritual lessons on your path. These may be people that open up new doors of opportunity for you. I feel like that's what these keys are too, okay? These keys are also soulmates coming in, all right? And they offer an opportunity, you know, to step through a new door, a new potential of experience for you, all right? You're really going to find out where that alignment lies. And it was 3333 on the clock when I said that. This big building block for your future, okay? I love that. 3333, and here's 34, right? So it's like 33 to the 34. You're going to come into alignment with somebody that actually has building blocks that align with the vision that you're wanting to build for your future, okay? Sentience around that. And then from there it progresses. This is dictated by spirit with that 7 energy. It's also a blessing, okay? These people that are going to be coming in for you, they're not just like temporary people. These are people that are in it for the long haul with you, okay? And you're going to go a lot of places. You might move, you know, you might move. You might feel like a stranger in a strange land. I also see you really expanding your network and your reach. So whatever kind of work you're doing is likely going to involve something that has some kind of like communications component to it, right? For just on a business level. I like to speak to all different levels, the way that this energy can play out when we're doing these reads, okay? So this could be doing work online. This could be something in the area of telecommunications. This could be anything involving tech. These could all play a role. This could be something that's creative that really makes the world a smaller place, right? There's some kind of vision that's hatched here. It's out there. How am I going to make it happen? You start networking and you figure it out. You start pulling in the appropriate people who can kind of connect the dots on this thing, and it takes off, okay? It takes off. Once you step into this, it really takes off. But this is a beautiful new chapter opening up in your life. And it's going to be really anchored by the final fourth supermoon that comes in, which we'll be doing a read for that one too. Okay. And that is the one on the 29th of September. Again, 11 energy, alignment energy, and it'll be in the sign of Aries. All right. That really kicked off this cycle with the changing of the nodes of destiny. All right. And that north node, of course, is in Aries. South node is in Libra. So there's a lot of balancing out happening here at this time. I feel like you're closing off an old karmic cycle. You're ready to close the door on some things and keep it shut. I see it like this too. You know, keys aren't just used to open things. They're also used to lock things as well. All right, this piece coming in. So I do feel like there's certain things you're going to be locking the door to where you're like, okay, that's done. I've processed what I needed to process there. I'm ready to move on. All right. I want to get you all some angel guidance. Yeah, look at this strength. You're definitely closing an old karmic cycle. And you have the strength to do this. I also feel like you have a lot of helpers on hand. Like you have a lot of people who support you in this. You do have loyal people to you, you know, as well. As much as you may have had challenges in connections where trust was really fractured, I do feel like you do have loyal people around you, and they're going to help you rise up out of this situation. It's going to bring you a victory. Okay. So it looks really good. You know, I don't know. I saw this as like crowd surfing for some reason. So I don't know if there's like some piece, if you know you're going to go to some concert or something, maybe, or maybe you're a musician, or I don't know. There's something here. I don't know why I saw crowd surfing, but I did. Well, maybe that's how your message gets out there. Ooh, interesting. Some of you are musicians, and because of what you've been through here, you've been creating something. You've been creating something that's been based on your experiences. And yeah, maybe it's meant to be shared on a stage. Oh, that's really cool. Maybe you're working on an album or something. Beautiful. That's always beautiful when you take something that's been like a source of suffering or hardship or trauma in your life, and then you use it by working with that energy. You create something, you bring it forward, you know, and you share it. It's like beautiful to use what has been a source of maybe pain or at times felt oppressive, and have it be like the source of our truth and our freedom, and releasing that and sharing it creatively. I think that's a beautiful way to alchemize energy. You may be working on that now. You may be just starting to open to that. You may be opening to that with another, you know, this could be coming through too. You may be really finding those people that you have that common thread with. You're all working on it together, and you like rise up out of that pain as a result too. That's really beautiful. But I feel like there's a big moment of like, kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm overcoming what limited me in the past. And I have the strength to do this. And I have friends who really are, you know, in my corner. I have people who love me. And they're backing it up, you know. That's a beautiful energy. So let's see anything else that the angels want to bring in just as further guidance for you. Ooh, interesting. And shuffle opening was really interesting. You could have also been dealing with a Leo. Okay, so there might be something you're resolving with a Leo. Might have been in something that happens in Leo season. Okay, might have been something that happened. Maybe it's already happened. There's still a little bit more of Leo season to go. Seven of Swords. Yes. Okay. So we know there has been, you know, a sense of, you know, you feel like maybe somebody got away with something here. Maybe you felt like somebody used you as a pawn. Maybe there's something that's been going on here that you don't feel is quite right. And I do feel there's something you've been sorting out in relation to all of this as well. It's got the vibe like chess, not checkers. All right. So I do think you've been dealing with some people that haven't been really moving correctly around you. People that you felt were trying to like get away with stuff, you know, almost like treating you like you're stupid. Well, that's dumb. Sages are not by nature dense people. They're just not. Sages are sharp. Sages are sharp. Yeah, maybe you've let somebody believe that. Like, yeah, I have no idea what's going on. Maybe that's been your strategy, Saggy. I feel like you've been sussing out a situation. Maybe there's people who feel like you've done something that they feel like, you didn't move correct there. But you're like, well, sometimes any means to an end. If I'm trying to get to the bottom of what the truth is in a situation, you might not agree with the way I did it, but I did it my way. I did what I had to do. Okay. It says knowledge of good and evil appeases divine anger. Yeah, so when I feel like there is kind of like an airing out of truth, when somebody hears your truth, it might rouse them a little bit. They might be angry, could be a Leo, okay? But I think you needed to do this, right? You needed to do this. You needed to get down to the heart of the matter. You needed to really figure out what was going on here. That's what I get, okay? Or somebody needed to do that with you, all right? And there's something that's being discussed here. It might be a little bit of sensitive territory. I feel like you're getting the keys, though, to overcome these situations. Any further guidance, angels, before I get a Halloween oracle card and close this out? Any further guidance for Sagittarius moving through this lunar cycle that will really culminate on that moon? Yeah, this could be with an earth sign energy. This could be somebody you're like kind of messaging with. You may not totally trust this person. You got a Page of Pentacles in reverse. You might feel like this person is like a fence rider. Oh, interesting. I don't know why that came through like that. You question their loyalty and their allegiance. You feel they're distrustful. You feel they're distrustful. That's interesting. You feel like they don't trust you. You feel like they don't trust you. But it's interesting because they're the ones who are playing the flute. The recorder. Even more annoying, the recorder. It's interesting though, because it's like got Pied Piper vibes, like trying to get people to follow them, Maybe they play innocent in that regard. And yet they're the ones who are like sort of like saying you got to prove your trustworthiness to them, but they're already kind of manipulating things. Oh, that's an interesting energy. Yeah, that's interesting. Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. You might be questioning somebody's loyalty. This person might be wanting to reconcile or get back on good terms. You might hear from this person, but you might feel like it's a manipulation. You might feel like this person's trying to like use you as a pawn. Okay. You're just like letting them believe that. That's what I got. You're like it, Okay, that's interesting. Let's do a kind of the deck energy. Kind of the deck energy. What do we got here? Justice. Yeah, I think this situation is balancing out. Ooh, this situation is balancing itself. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You need to offer up some gratitude to Spirit in advance. I just got to tell you, give up some offerings. If you don't feel connected to Spirit, like, whatever makes you feel like you are connected to your soul. I don't care if it's a tree or the ocean or whatever it may be. Go give some offerings, give some gratitude, give some thanks for blessings to come. Because let me tell you what's going on right now. Right now, there is this karmic balance happening here with justice on the scene, all right? And it says justice makes the truth known and causes innocence to prevail, okay? So something is being marked here and things are being sorted out. And that means, blessing energy for some, and that means owning actions for others, all right? But we know that justice is in balance here, and it leads you to a brand new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. This is protected. Your brand new beginning is absolutely protected here. Divine blessings drives away evil spirits, okay? Rules agricultural production. So those of you who are in the cannabis industry, I feel where you had somebody that was trying to rip you off, steal from you. This is being rectified, all right? Maybe it was even something that you were dealing with legally, just trying to get things to go forward so you can move forward with production. I see this being cleared up. You're going to be able to plant that seed. Look what it grows into, okay? Whatever you're starting here, this new beginning, what you're investing in now, you know, that cannabis piece, that's not for everybody, but that came in for somebody, all right? Otherwise, you know, this is a new beginning. It's a commitment to something. It's an investment in something. There is somebody that wants to invest in you. You're wanting to invest in someone. There is something you're wanting to invest in. It's going to pay back to you. You might be going into a business partnership. I do feel like there's coming into alignment with something. It grows, okay? We got the Ace of Pentacles going all the way to the Ten of Pentacles here, all right? There's something you really learned through the process, through this difficult stuff you've been through. There's something you really learned, and it serves you very well. And it says here with this Ten of Pentacles, inner and outer work. Inner and outer work helps one keep their job and protects against disasters. So I feel like you're avoiding some tower. You saw that you were heading into a direction that was only going to be like your undoing, and you flipped it up, you reversed it, you changed direction. Midstream, I just heard this, midstream, you changed direction. You're on the right track now, okay? There's some seed you're planting, okay? There's a door of opportunity that comes in for you with that blue supermoon on August 31st. It gets you moving forward. This is karmic justice. And whoever was like causing problems for you, working you, trying to play you as a pawn, it's like checkmate. It's a checkmate moment. There's karmic balancing happening here, and you're moving forward into your new cycle. So that looks really good. Let's go ahead and get you an overarching theme with the Halloween oracle here. Bottom of the deck here, we got hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. And I believe I did end with a Fia kiss. Okay, so that makes sense. I used this deck to finish off of them. Of course, they had the same card. So I feel like, you know, especially if you're born in that beginning portion of Sagittarius, November 30th to December 18th, like where you were concerned about your security, the security of your home, the security of your family. I feel like where there's been conflict, you know, falling out with people you consider family, whether that's by blood or like your soul family. I feel like things are being worked out in this situation. There's stability. There's a new foundation to build upon. I also feel like the people that you're meant to come together with, like we were talking about, your soul family, the soulmates, like nobody can stop that. You're coming into alignment with this on the real, and nothing's going to block it. All right. It's justice. It's balance. Right? Justice, Libra energy. You could be dealing with a Libra in this situation. You could be dealing with a Leo in this situation. Could be somebody born in the year of the pig involved in this situation. I'm trying to look at any other significators that we found on the board here. You could be dealing with an earth sign energy that maybe was kind of moving in the shadow. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, that could have been a blockage. Some of you may have earth moons, and that was like what was blocking your path. Okay, well, interesting. It was something you needed to resolve emotionally. Yeah, I think you had something illuminated for you with the skull of light in reverse. You had to kind of like dive into your shadow to have this illuminated for you. And then you realize that Seven of Swords, it was like your self-sabotage. You made the change, you got over that. There's something that's being illuminated for you here about something from the past, and it helps you move forward in a new way. Okay, overarching theme here, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius. for what will really culminate, that will inspire the new direction. Have Sag shooting their shot or receiving the shot from someone. I just saw somebody like throwing back a shot. Maybe trying to like, all right, I gotta work up my courage. Funny. There might be a connection there. Okay. These cards, I love them, but they're so slick, you know. They don't shuffle the easiest. It takes some time sometimes. It might take some time. Okay. I think that courage piece is coming into play, especially with the strength card. Anytime the strength card comes up, you know, there's some part of you that has like, you have to find the courage to face something, but it shows you that you will absolutely overcome it. The strength card is a wonderful card to have because it means no matter how daunting the task, like you have what you need to make it happen. Ah! Strength. I love that. All right, we're leaving it off with that. Strength. You got the strength to do this, okay? And you know it. You know it in your bones, all right? This is also like rely on the strength of your ancestors, okay? Rely on the strength of your bloodline. Maybe some of you do have Native American, you know, ancestry. Or maybe you have ancestry that's, you know, indigenous, you know, to where you are in the world, you know, your roots go really deep, you know. I don't know why that piece is coming in, but I do have big like Native American vibes. I keep seeing like the medicine shield. I keep seeing that. But then I also think of that message of the rainbow tribe. All right. So there might be something about this. Like, I don't know if you're like studying cross-cultural connections and spirituality, or if you're being drawn to spirituality that's maybe different from your tradition and you're really starting to dive into this. I think if you are, there's something to this. You might be finding out about your ancestry as well, and you're discovering that you have certain ancestral bloodlines you weren't aware of, and maybe you're starting to tap into some of those spiritual roots. It's really giving you a different perspective, okay? But I feel like this is really about remember your ancestors, remember the stock you come from, remember your strength that you get from your ancestors, the road that they forged before you, and call on them, you know? Drink some coffee with them in the morning. Just ask them to like help guide you throughout the day in their footsteps, you know? Ask them to show you the lay of the land. I think you're going to get a lot of strength from that, but come on. You're going to overcome this, all right? You got the strength to do this. You got the strength to shoot your shot. You got the strength to step into the purpose that's calling you forward now. And it looks like your justice, and it turns out beautifully. This thing is going to grow. Trust.